All right, you guys. So when I was trying to figure out like what the heck I'm gonna do with my life, it's like you just like kind of figure it out as you go. So I was like, God, I am not absolutely sure, but I think this is it. Okay? So I'm going to move in that direction until I'm sure and just kind of test the waters out and see what happens. Because when you start moving, God will give you direction, but if you're just sitting still, I don't tend to find any direction when I do that. But when I start taking some sort of a step, it's like we've talked about before, like with a car, like if you're trying to push it, you can't really steer it if it's sitting still, right? If you're trying to push a car, like if it's stalled out, you got to start pushing it, then you can turn the wheel to make it go in a direction, right? Same kind of thing. Like, I just feel like take some sort of step, be like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this is right. I kind of feel like it is, but we're going to take a step and see. We're going to take a step and see. And then I feel like God sees that, he sees your effort, and then he starts, can start steering you, Sometimes we take wrong turns and we just do stuff anyway. And then we have to learn from it, but still, it's taking those steps to figure out where to go, right? So, like, I have experienced this firsthand, so I can be a testimony that it works, like, just start moving. Like with my business, I'm like, I have no clue what to do. Like, what am I even gonna name it? Well, I don't know. What defines me? Okay, well, I want to be a light in this world. Okay, cool. So like, let's maybe look up some words that mean light, like in different languages so that it sounds cooler. Okay, I looked it up. Oh, dope. Hawaiian is kukui. What? Cool. Okay, that's it. Well, you gotta do a website. It's taken. Okay, all right, what else can I do? But like, you have to take that first step. And then it's like, okay, well, so like, I want it to relate with God. So like, what day did he create the sources that give light on earth? All right, let me go check that out. Oh, the fourth day. Cool, 4Kukui. I'm like, for light, like light. Oh, that's pretty dope. Love it. All right, cool. Let's do it, Move on from there. Okay, now what? Like logo. All right, let's throw some things together. Yes, no, yeah, okay. All right, created. Now what? Like, you just start taking steps. Okay, what am I passionate about? Fitness, God, hold on, let me flip those. God, fitness, and growth, like growing. Okay, so what can I do with that? Okay, what can I provide people? Okay, let me put together like quick workout, but with like a personal development portion in the beginning. But let me make it short, because like I feel like people are busy. All right, my double shots got created, these, right? So it's just like one thing starts leading to another, and it's like, I don't know, like maybe my double shots sucked, but I wouldn't know that until I tried it, right? So now here we are, what, number 81? Is that where we're at? I don't know, maybe. Don't quote me on it, but we're far. Like, the double shots are pretty cool, like I'm liking them, and so it's, you just take little steps and then you just see where they end up, and like, I'm like, all right, how can I get this out to people? YouTube would be a good spot. Oh, I don't know much about YouTube. All right, let me start looking stuff up. Oh, cool, love these people. Let me think media. Let me keep just digesting everything, learning, growing, like, oh, perfect. Okay, let me get these out there. Oh, YouTube, love YouTube. Let me learn more about it. It's just like, just different steps, y'all. It works if you just try. Like, just go where you feel like in the moment that seems like the direction, but make sure that feeling is following after like your passions and your values and your integrity and your character and all that, right? You don't just go recklessly on how you feel, because sometimes your feelings suck and don't guide you well. But like underlying, like, all right, this seems like a good step, let me try it, and then just get going, right? Just take a step. All right, you guys, you need one shift to change your life. There could be one thing that you shift around to change your life, okay? And that is going from wanting to change your life to actually deciding to change your life, okay? Sitting on the couch, watching Netflix, watching movies, that's wanting, okay? You're like, oh, I really want my life to change. I wish I was this, I wish I was this. And then you're sitting on the couch. That's wanting, okay? But actually deciding to get off the couch and go do something is deciding, okay? And it's hard. It's hard to change something that you probably look forward to. Like, for example, for me, I used to every single day look forward to my ginormous, I'm not talking like just small, ginormous size fountain drink, Coke Zero with vanilla, okay? And my hot Cheetos with lime. Every night. I looked forward to it all day. And I was gonna go plop myself down and watch a movie. That was my thing. I look forward to it every day, okay? Then I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't do this every night, right? Coke Zero with vanilla and hot Cheetos are not great for me, okay? So let me change that. I'm gonna do peanut butter, the kind with just salt and peanuts, and apples, okay? So I was still getting a snack while I was watching my movie, you know, like that's what went together, a snack and a movie, right? A snack and a movie. So I changed one thing, okay? I went away from eating crap to eating something else, but I still plop myself down on the couch and I still look forward to it every single day. It is hard to change habits. It's hard to change something you look forward to. It's hard to change something that you do every day. But then I was like, oh my gosh, if I want something, I have to decide to do it. So I changed that. Now you will not find me sitting on the couch watching TV, unless it's my girls' night, which I've been doing for like 10 plus years. Or like if I'm watching a movie on the weekends with my boyfriend. Like otherwise, no. I feel like my goals have changed, right? So my habits have changed, my goals have changed. So now I view that like that's just wasting my time that I could be putting into doing the things now, the hard things now, so that I can have a good life, right? You have to listen. You have to stop giving yourself everything that you want in the moment, okay? That's how we live. Like, we're like, oh, I see this shiny new thing. I want it. I'm gonna give it to me because I deserve it or just because I want to fulfill that want. No, okay? People, listen. We can't give ourselves everything we want in the moment, okay? You have to be able to do the hard things now, okay? So that you can live a life you want later. It's just what it is. You have to put time into the things you want. You have to go from wanting to deciding. And that is the one shift that you need to make in your life to help you reach that, okay? So, we getting off the couch? All right, you guys. An arrow, right? It's pulled back right before it shoots forward, right? Well, and when it's pulled back, that's when there's most tension on that string, right? Because then when you let go, it's like, right? So, if you are in a season of life where there's a lot of tension, right? There's a lot of tension. That's where you're sitting at in life right now. Well, it looks like you're about to shoot forward, because that's exactly what happens when you pull back. The next thing it does is shoot forward and soars. That's gonna be you, okay? So if you're in a season of life where you're just like, holy crap, what is happening? I don't wanna be here anymore in this season. I wanna get out of here. I wanna be in the next phase. Like, that's what's about to happen for you, okay? Don't give up, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep showing up day after day, okay? So that you're gonna shoot forward, get ready to soar, okay? So the only thing that is standing between mediocrity and the vision that I have for my life is what? Is me. I'm the only thing standing in between that. Like, I have to decide, okay? So talking to you, you have to decide if your goals for your life are worth the effort that's going to be required for you to get to your goal, okay? Because it is going to take effort. So you have to decide if your goals are worth the effort, okay? So the thing you want to go after, is it worth all the work that you have to put in to get there? Is it worth it to you? Okay? For me, I will tell you that it is. It is so worth it. Even like thinking back on where I was to where I am now, like even, and I'm not to where I'm planning on being, I'm not fully there yet. And are you ever there? Like, because once you get there, then you make another goal, right? But, even where I am right now is worth it, like I know I'm on my way, and it takes effort. You have to put in the work. Anything that you want, you have to put in the work for, okay? Then you have to get up and go do something, okay? Put in the effort, get up, go do something. Don't be the type of person, please, that's gonna say, I'm just gonna win the lottery, or I'm just gonna get an unexpected check in the mail. Like, no, you're not. You're not, okay? Don't wait on that, okay? Because you're gonna be waiting your entire life, and then you're gonna be stuck in the same spot you've been in your whole life, okay? So don't be that person. Put in the work. Put in the work. It takes effort. But you know what? We were created with a work. No, okay. We were created to work, like with that want to work and to be better. Like, I feel like that's inside of all of us. Some of us just have buried it down so far because this world provides a lot of things that are either entertaining or easy. And so that kind of work ethic has kind of gotten worse, than it was like back in the day. So anyway, just decide, take whatever your goal is, your dream, what you wish your life was like, and then see if it's gonna be worth all the effort that you are gonna have to put in to get there. Then get up, go do something, okay? Y'all wanna talk about reflecting and how healing that can be. So a lot of times, like if we've gone through something that maybe we regret, or something that was like embarrassing, or something that you see as a failure, a lot of times the negative outshines the positive, right? Well, changing your mindset on it, which I'll talk to you about how you can do that here in a second, but changing your mindset will help you to learn, it'll help you to grow, and it'll help you to move on, right? Because a lot of times we stay stuck, right? So reflecting on things is super healing. And if the ways to think about this negative thing you've been through in a new light is you got to answer these two questions, okay? One, how can I grow as a person through this failure, through this negative situation that you've been through? How can I grow as a person through that? And the way you answer that is to write down 3 things that are positive outcomes from that situation, right? This is a negative situation. But if you look real closely, you can find something in there that's positive, okay? A lot of times negative outshines positive unless you look really hard, okay? So when you have a situation like this, reflecting, thinking back, find 3 things that are positives from that situation, and from those 3 positives are how you can grow as a person, okay? So that's the first step. And then the next thing you want to do is write down 3 things you're thankful for. Just having a thankful mentality makes you view everything differently, right? So if, like, for example, this isn't like a situation, but for example, you're heading to work, you hate traffic, you're stuck in traffic every day, you hate it, every day? Well, being thankful that you even have a vehicle to make it to work will change your mentality. Being thankful that you have a job that you have to drive to every day, right? You have a job, it's providing for you. That is how you have income to support your family, take care of your bills, whatever it is, right? So finding those positives and being thankful for those things helps change your mentality too. So 3 things, how can I grow as a person? And the way to do that is to find the positive things that came out of your negative situation, and then just write down 3 things you're thankful for, just in general. Being thankful in general changes your mind, your mindset on everything. So y'all, be sure, like, whenever you go through something, reflect back on it. I think about my past all the time, and there's plenty of things I've been through that were, you know, overall negative, not great, you know, but here I am today, and I'm like very thankful that, for one, I went through that crap, right? It's hard to see when you're in the midst of it. But 2, so thankful for all the lessons that I've learned from those negative situations, because that has made me who I am today. And that's a big deal. Like, growth is a big deal. And when you can take something negative and turn it to positive and have growth, then it makes the negative a little bit dimmer, right? Because of your growth, you know? But you have to do these tangible things to see that. Otherwise, it's just a crappy situation. That's what you went through. Crap. That's all. Well, no. You know, you can find good from it, and you can grow from it and be a better person and just have all this knowledge and experience now, right? But it's all about how you look at it. And if you just forget to reflect on those things, then it's just crap. Okay? So if you want to make your life better and be a better person overall, you know, that's what we do here at 4Kukui. We grow, we constantly grow and get better. These are ways to do it. Okay? Y'all know I'm always talking about not letting fear hold you back, right? Because fear sucks. You know, like, we just have to do stuff anyway, okay? If you're scared, do it anyway, okay? You gotta tell yourself this, okay? Tell yourself. Write this down if you need to, okay? Put it up on a sticky note if you need to, whatever you gotta do, okay? Tell yourself that I am willing to take possibly embarrassing risks, okay? I'm going to learn from my mistakes and move on, okay? But I'm willing to possibly face these things, and if I do, I'm gonna learn from them, and I'm just gonna move on, okay? Because when you start out something, if anyone tells you it's gonna be great, everything is gonna go fine, you're not gonna run into anything, trust me, it's gonna work. Don't believe it, okay? Because it is part of it, okay? Every successful person has been through this, okay? The road has not been perfect, the road has not been easy, but the difference between people that are still sitting on their couch and the people that are making money moves, making moves that they have been wanting to make forever, making moves that can serve other people rather than themselves sitting over here on the couch. The difference between these people and these people is that they were willing to take risks and possibly face things that were embarrassing, but knowing that that is a chance, because perfectness, it's gonna be great, it's a lie. Knowing that's gonna be a chance, but already setting your mind to, okay, if this happens, I'm just gonna learn from it and I'm gonna move on. That is the difference, okay? These people over here are sitting in fear, and if they become embarrassed one time, that's one time too many for them, and then they're done. They're embarrassed, whatever. And then they're sitting on their couch, right? And they're not over here changing the world, changing lives, being happy, you know, getting to do something they love. So tell yourself that, okay? That you are willing to take that risk. You are willing to take it, okay? Learn from it, move on. It's not a big deal. We literally all mess up. Sometimes I'm like, I get it, like overall I get it. I do. I get it. It's scary. It's embarrassing. You care what people think. But at the end of the day, like, if all the successful people face this stuff, like, what makes us think we won't? Like, what makes us think that, like, it's so terrible that, like, it would just be absolutely devastating if that happened to me? But, like, why? Obviously, these people made it. They faced stuff like that, you know? Like, why is it so huge and devastating if we mess up? You learn from it. Move on. Okay, I'm done. All right, let's get into our workout. I was learning something that said, like, because I am, like, learning so much about YouTube. Like, I'm loving it. And I just feel like it's a really great way to do what I have been always wanting to do, right? Talk to people, help people grow, you know, like, so anyway, I've just been like digesting everything. And one of the guys said, Think Media, they're amazing. If you haven't followed them, go follow them. They're amazing. He said, you know, a lot of people's problems are that, like, you've made your point, you're done with your video, but your wrap up is like all over the place. You're like, well, blah, 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 and you're just kind of like, just end it. Like, get to the point, end it. That's how you're gonna lose people if you're just like saying all this stuff that doesn't need to be said. So I was just like, all right, I'm done. So you guys, there is no guarantee that when you step out in faith, and it's most likely to happen, there's no guarantee when you step out that there's gonna be no opposition against you, because most likely there will be. We'll come in contact with things, right? But there is a guarantee from God that He said He will always be with you. He'll never leave you, and He will work things together for your good. You know, it may not seem good in the moment, but sometimes we need to go through things to redirect us. You know, I heard something that said failure is feedback. Failure is feedback. That's all it is, you know, like, we may go through something that seems negative or may seems like we failed, but all that is feedback so that we can learn from it and take that, right? And a lot of times that's God, you know, redirecting us to where we need to be, even though it may not seem like maybe something we want to do, right? But that's what it is. So we don't need to know what God's doing, why He's doing it, where He's going to take us, but we do just need to know that He is there for us always, because having that confidence and that reassurance will keep us going, right? So anyway, remember that. Remember that He's just always with you, and He's the one guiding and directing you. If, of course, you know, you have chosen for Him to be with you, be in you, you know, so that He can lead you and guide you. So I hope that encourages you guys. So what God wants to do through me is for other people, okay? So I feel like if you have a greater purpose within your goal, that'll make you want to jump out of bed, right? So you got to figure out why ultimately you're doing something. Maybe for you, it's not for other people, like, you know, worldwide, but for you, it's for your family, you know, or for you, it's for being able to, you know, bless other people with, you know, the income that you make, you know, whatever it is. Like, if you find a greater purpose outside of yourself, it'll help you to, you know, want to get up and go do that thing. So figure out what your why is and dig deeper, you know, like, you know, there may be like a surface reason for why you want to do what you want to do, but if you take time to think, there's probably more of an underlying reason of why you want to do that. Because, like, say for you want to get a better job to make more money, well, that's your goal, right? But why? You know, like, why do you want a better job? Why do you want to make more money? And then it could be like, well, you know, I really want to provide for my family because, you know, like, that's what I feel like, you know, my purpose is to be able to have something that I cherish and love and adore and take care of that, you know, like those people are a gift to me, and I want to be the person to protect them and provide for them, you know. So your ultimate goal is a better job with money, but your underlying meaning and your underlying purpose is your family, you know. So something like that, for example. So dig deep, figure out what your why is, and hopefully that why will drive you more than the surface level want. I'm gonna read a scripture, just plain out, so that y'all can really get it. Okay, it says, have I not commanded you, be strong, vigorous, and very courageous. Be not afraid, neither be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you everywhere you go. I don't know why I don't have that one memorized, because that is so good. But so I saw on a lady's page, and I don't know who it was, but it said Godfidence. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so dope. That is what it is. Like, my confidence, it's not like I'm just confident in myself and, you know, like, I don't care what people think of me. It's not, it's Godfidence, right? The confidence that I have is confidence in God. I know I'm strong through Him. I know who I am because of what His word says, not what this world says, right? This world sucks. This world will tell you that you're not good enough. You're not pretty enough. You're not tall enough. You're not short enough. You're not big enough. You're not small enough. Like, your hair isn't brown enough. Your hair isn't blonde enough. Your eyes aren't blue enough. Your eyes aren't brown enough. Like, literally, right? But with God, God tells us exactly who we are. And that, if you know your worth, you know your identity, and nothing over here that the world says, yeah, it may suck because we have feelings. We're humans. You know, it may suck hearing those things, but we don't find our identity in those things. We don't find our worth in those things. We find it in God and what God says about us, so we can always come back over here. If you don't have God, you're over here listening to the world and how terrible it is and all the things that it says, right? But through God, I am strong, I am courageous, I am vigorous, I am not afraid, because I know that I can do anything with Him right beside me, right? Because He leads me, He guides me, you know, He steers me away from things. I may have to experience a few things because we're in a fallen world, right? But He can take those things and turn them. So through God is where I get my confidence. Godfidence. That's so cool, you know? So just, if you don't know God, or if you know God but you don't really have a relationship with Him where you know who you are through Him, just try to dive in, you know, just start reading. If you need recommendations, hit me up. Like, I'll tell you what are some good books, and if not the Bible itself, right? Just like that scripture that's in the Bible, you know, it's who God tells us that we are, is where we can find our identity and our worth, rather than finding it in this world, because this world can suck sometimes, right? So, all right. I just realized that I think the last 3 days I've talked about God, which, I mean, it's all up inside me, so it just comes out. But, you know, normally I switch it up in between, like, mental things, spiritual, all those. But, hey, you can't go wrong talking about God.